All right, well, welcome to our talk on Tenderly. We're going to do a little improvisation to start us out. And I'm also live streaming, so I'm hoping some folks might ask some questions and things. But we'll do a little playing, and then I'm going to go over some of the choices that I ended up solidifying for Tenderly. So that'll start us out for that. So I'm going to do a little playing here to open us up. Okay, so a little bit of playing there. I'm going to talk a little more about the arrangement, which I just recorded today. I may talk about that on the member update, but we're going to put that video together hopefully tomorrow. I'm not sure when we'll release it, but definitely on the weekend if all goes well. But I've kind of solidified some of the choices here, so I thought we'd maybe talk about some of those decisions. And so we have this, we have these pickup notes, of course, right? But we have this chord. And I think I talked a little bit about this in some of the previous videos, but here we have the 6, 3, 5, and major 7. Okay, so kind of a nice sound. and that goes over the E flat. And then when we get to our next chord, it's kind of the same thing. Now, a couple of things I want to talk about too here that I didn't mention, and the other one is some of the approaches to maybe what you might call like the textures of what I'm doing. So I'm going to use the pick on melody notes, and then I might switch over to hybrid on some things later where I don't want the I don't want that same characteristic sound that makes it sound different enough that it changes. So we have this chord, okay, which is almost kind of like a minor major 7, E flat minor major 7, but we're going to the root note with the A flat, so it's the 9 with the sharp 11. Now you could keep this, play the melody here, and then you could go back into this E flat minor 9. But I chose to do this partly because I wanted a nice 4-note chord here, but I also like the sound of this second string note moving down to another second string note. It's kind of a subtle thing, but and you might notice that a lot of the tones I'm keeping on strings 1 and 2 because the unwound strings have a sort of a different sound, and they cut very nicely in the melody part. So right, so we get the E minor 9 in root position here, and this almost kind of looks like an E flat minor 9, minor 6/9, but I'm really just thinking of it in the context of A flat 13. I'm just not playing the root note. Okay, I kind of talked about this earlier. So this chord, now the root note is F. Okay, so we have root, 5th, 7, and 9. Then we get to our D flat 9. So it has some, it's very much the same, almost just transposed over as the beginning part. Now here there's really no choice but to use these two notes. Otherwise it's very similar to this part. But so here I'm going for this melody note, and this is where you might notice in the upcoming video where I'm going to play hybrid picking at this point. So I'm just going to do kind of softly, and then when the melody comes back in right here on the B flat, then I'm going to introduce the pick back because it has that sort of brighter, chimier sound. Okay, and then we're going to go way up here. And again, you know, here I don't really have much choice but to use the 3rd string, at least for this note. And I want to use the same string again for just kind of consistency, and it moves 1 fret, so that works well. Otherwise, I could use string 2 open, but the sound's going to be different. So, right, and you have less control over the open strings. So anyway, that's that kind of decision there. Okay, and then we're going to really be moving quite a lot around the fingerboard. I decided to go with this because I like the sound of it, keeping a lot of chords under it. Right here, and this is a big move here as well. So here we're keeping this top note and then moving these notes underneath. Okay, and then we get in to this. This is all kind of the same. And I messed around quite a lot with how I wanted the sound, how dark or bright. And I found something I thought worked well. So, which I think is similar to what I've got it set on right now. Again, this is kind of the same thing again, so. Okay, then we have that. Okay. Now this is kind of a challenging part technique-wise because you go like this, and then you're gonna play. One thing I was really trying kind of not to do was to play like, I really didn't want any sliding happening there. So, so I really made an effort to do that. So hopefully that'll come across in the video. Okay, and so I went with these things that kind of flow pretty well, and I was tempted to play this segment down here and maybe do something over in this area, move down this way, but I thought the way it laid out was kind of okay and worked all right. So that's kind of the idea, and so leave me a comment or a question down below and tell me what you think about this as an arrangement. Remember, the goal is to kind of have something practical to play, maybe on a gig or something. The only one issue you might get into is, you know, with this little walk up and down, you might want to kind of give someone a heads up on that, or just omit it and do something different in there. But of course, you know, we can kind of make this our own and everything. All right, so thanks for checking this out. Maybe I'll play us out one more time. Maybe I'll go with a trio on this backing track and see how that goes. So again, thanks for checking this out, and I'll do a little playing. I may release this as a podcast, I'm not sure, but thanks for checking this out, and I'll see you all in the next one. All right, everybody. Thanks again for checking this out. And I will see you all in the next one.